Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
What is an Ottobot and how is it relevant to the last mile? Keep watching to find out more.
Experience the future of convenience with Modern Expo parcel lockers. Cutting-edge innovations that bring parcel delivery to a fundamentally new level. Follow the link in the description to find the best solution for your business.
Gary, I think this is going to be the best one ever. Do you know what an Ottobot is?
I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, Marek. As soon as you say that, I'm thinking about Megan Fox in the first Transformers movie. And I know it's not Autobots and whatever the other lot are, and it's got nothing to do with Megan Fox, but that's where my mind has gone. I apologise.
Well, it is not. An Ottobot is actually, according to DPD, the first, well, actually, one of the first, because it's not the first, the Chinese have been doing this before, but one of the first mobile lockers. What it actually is, Gary, I don't know if you saw a picture of the thing, but I think it's got about 8 cells, and it's a sort of Starship robot XXL size.
Yeah, this is, I did see the article actually. It's a Generation 2 for DPD, and I can frame my response to it by telling you the first trial was in Milton Keynes, and the Stage 2 trial is in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is famous in the UK because you can get from any part of it to any other part without having to cross a road. It's a new city built after the war, and there are pavements and cycle paths and footways that goes under every underpass, over every major. It's the land of 1,000 roundabouts, but you can cross them all as a pedestrian or a cyclist without ever having to go on the road. So if you want to know why they've picked one place where it's got a snowball in hell's chance of working, it's Milton Keynes, because everywhere else in the UK, I frankly think it will crash and burn.
Well, yeah, but I agree with you. I'm in the camp that those sort of AGVs, autonomous ground vehicles, I believe is the professional phrase for it. They would work when we have something that is humanoid. So did you see the Boston Dynamics robot?
Probably.
So it can navigate steps. It does all the things a human would do. The problem is, I don't know how many millions one of those costs, but it just isn't realistic.
Well, it's more than the living wage in the UK, is what I'm guessing. But you can probably get. And I saw this little robot go 7 kilometres an hour. You know, I can put a dude on a bike for £12 an hour, and he can go 10 times as fast. So I don't know what we're achieving here.
Absolutely. So I mean, Gary, I think because it cannot navigate steps, it cannot actually do what a human does. It can only take 8 parcels, or maybe a couple more if you fit a few in a cell. The consignee still has to go down to meet the bot. For all of those reasons, I'm not so sure. I would prefer to spend my time and effort on last mile delivery vehicle. We've talked about this before with the courier not having to have a license, not having to worry about parking or anything, and an ability to maybe have several tens or hundreds of parcels. But, you know, hey, it's interesting that there are developments in this direction, but I think we're aligned that it couldn't work. Would you agree with me, Gary, that for it to work, it would need to either become more of a, shall we say, last mile van with a courier on board, or a Boston Dynamics type Android?
As you know, I work alongside Quadient, and they're always looking at innovation and what the next generation might be. And this has obviously come across their radar, and people approach Quadient all the time with this type of solution. I'm 58 years old, so I have asked to be excluded from every single one of these meetings because I'm more than happy to waste my time at work, but I'd rather waste it on something that might actually come into fruition before I retire. And I just see this as such a distant prospect of it ever being, you know, financially cost effective. So I'll tell you another tiny story. When I was at Hermes, we did this huge piece of customer research about final mile delivery, and we had a really cool question at the end, which was, what is? Have you ever ordered something online drunk and then be surprised by what turns up? And we had these fantastic answers. A Russian lady said she'd ordered a pair of curtains when she was drunk and got millimeters and centimeters confused. And they delivered her a pair of curtains that would have fitted neatly in Barbie's doll's house, not at the windows to her apartment. And we had this, and it was a really, really good piece of research. We issued the press release on the same day that Amazon said they were going to be delivering by drones. Now, for no other reason on earth, I now hate drones because they killed my press release, because everybody wanted to talk to Amazon about flying bloody parcel delivery. And I think I've got this in the same camp. Maybe one day, possibly, frankly, who cares?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you that at the moment lockers and potentially automated PUDOs are a much, much bigger deal. They're much more relevant today. Things like IDM, interactive delivery management, can make much more of a difference than these sort of ideas. Having said that, I think it's great that people are looking at them. But
Yeah.
I just need to say one thing. I don't know whether you have ever ordered anything when you were really drunk, but I remember this was probably about 10 years ago, Christmas. I don't know if you know this, but I collect militaria. And I was really rather drunk. It must have been my sixth or seventh whiskey. And I ordered an Austrian 19th century military uniform. I was so delighted. Everything was great. It was cost me an arm and a leg. And then it turned out that everything was great, but it was actually from a theatre, so it was not original. So that's
you've
my
got a
drink
prop.
and order story. A prop, exactly.
No, exactly. No, I think there's potentially something here. But again, I'm with you. I think there should be more attention paid to unattended delivery and getting that right than something, spending money researching for something that really does need attendance. Like you say, if I've got to go out of my house to go down to this little robot in the street and pick up my parcel out of the locker, you've made my life less convenient, not more convenient. You made it more convenient for your P&L for not hiring delivery people, but you haven't made my customer experience more convenient. And I'd rather the research was helping me, not reduce jobs.
Well, I think, again, Gary, this is getting really, really dangerous. We are aligned. But maybe people who are viewing this video have some other views or other experiences. Please, if you have a view, drop your comments below. And as usual, please, if you've liked the video and you like what we're trying to do for you, then please like and subscribe. It helps us keep these videos free for you.
Thanks for watching this Last Mile Profits video. For more up-to-date last mile news and analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn.